I don't even know, girl. I literally am. So, I have no. I haven't. This is my first time opening the bag. Like I don't even know what's going on, but I'm up for the challenge. Hey you guys, it's your girl Chelsea Alexa. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back. I've been gone for a minute. I know. Honestly, life has been lifing. And I feel like it's been lifing for everybody. So I'm like not even too worried. But anyways, we're going to get right into it because it's going to be a project today, okay? I've worked with this company before, Niseyo hair, and I'm going to put everything in the description box. So don't even worry about it. It's going to be in the description box. I have never done locks before. I've always kind of wanted to do them, but everyone has a horror story about cutting their hair out when they try to take these locks out. So I've always been very, very apprehensive, but we gonna figure this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna pre-part my hair. I'm gonna do like maybe medium to large-ish size boxes because these locks are long and I just don't want it to weigh on my hair too long or too heavy if I use small parts. So I'm gonna do medium to large boxes for these locks, and I'm just gonna part out my entire head before I even start. As far as products go, my hair is blown out with no product on it really besides like a really light leave-in. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some Blue Magic to my hair before I actually wrap the locks. And then I'm gonna go in with Magic Finger Shining Gem. And that's what I'm gonna use to define my parts. This is what the locks look like. I like that they're kind of messy. And that's why I chose them all the way to the ends. Alright, so boom, I already started my hair. I parted off the majority of it. I'm just going to show you guys how I part off these last two rows really quickly and a row in the back really fast. So I have a plethora of videos on my channel explaining exactly how I part my hair, and I'll link some for you guys up in the card so you can see. So for the most part, I'm really just using that Blue Magic on my ends. And then I'm going to use the Shining Gem on my actual scalp, like where the parts are. And that's what I use to actually clean up and define my parts to make sure they stay nice and neat. I'm going to take my comb and just comb that through to make sure that the product gets all the way through the middle of the actual box. And then I'm just going to part it off into 3 sections, and I start like a regular braid. So for this first part, literally all I'm doing is just braiding my hair with no added extension hair. And I braid for the most part to the ends, and then I let the ends loose. I'm not gonna lie, I have no real reason as to why I let the ends loose. I saw it in a video and it seemed like it made sense, but I don't know. You can braid them all the way down if you want to. That's just what I chose to do. And honestly, I feel like for the method that I'm doing, it might have been better to braid it all the way down, and I'll explain why more when I get to the actual wrapping of the locks. Now for the back of the head, listen, I can't see the back of my head just like you can't see the back of your head. Like, I included this clip so you can see that I don't know what I'm doing the same way y'all don't know what y'all doing. Like, listen, the back of my head, it's a lot of trial and error. I'm kind of like doing what I think are straight lines, then I'm going back to the bathroom to look in the mirror, or I'm using my phone to make sure the parts are straight, and even still it's not straight, you can see. It does not really matter so much because the hair is going to cover it anyway. Don't stress the back so much, trust me. With that being said, I have been doing this a long time, so my best advice to you would be use a tail comb and hold that tail comb flat and just kind of take advantage of the fact that you have a straight edge. And here we go, all my hair is parted off. Honestly, the boxes don't look terrible, so I'm rocking with it. If you rocking with it, we can move on. So now we're going to get to the actual wrapping of the locks. Again, I've done the majority of my head so you guys can see. Now call it lazy if you want to, I'ma call it resourceful. I did not buy extra hair to wrap these locks. I figure I have all this hair here, I'm gonna make do what it do. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking the locks apart so I can use the hair that they're made of to wrap the locks. So what I just did is I cut off the top and the bottom, and then I cut it in half. And now I'm undoing the locks. This is definitely a little bit tedious, which is why I cut it in half, because I figured cutting it in half would make it easier to take apart. So you can do that if you want to, but obviously if you do that, the pieces are going to be cut in half as well. So just going to take that into consideration. If you want longer pieces to wrap your hair with, then don't cut them in half, but understand that it's going to take you quite a bit of time just to work through undoing that lock, because you can see it's a lot. Okay, so now we're ready to start actually wrapping the lock. I'm gonna take one full lock. It's not cut in half, it's just a regular lock. And I'm gonna take the top and kind of open up that opening that it has there. And then I'm gonna take the braid or my hair, and I'm just gonna stick the end of my braid throughout that opening. Simple. So now what I'm gonna do is take a crochet hook. If you've never seen one before, this is what it looks like. You can just use your thumb to open and close it. And I'm gonna stick that crochet hook at the top of my braid, not all the way at the base, but just close to the top of the braid. Now I'm going to crochet the bottom of my hair through the opening that I just created. It sounds confusing, but don't worry, I'm gonna do it a few times. This is what it looks like. Now I'm gonna take that same crochet hook and I'm going to take my faux lock hair, secure it in the crochet hook, and I'm going to pull it through, and that's at the base of my braid. So the first one was not at the base, it was close to the base, and this one's actually at the base. I'm going to pull one side to make it way longer, and then I'm going to start wrapping it. You want to keep it tight at the base, and then you just wrap it all the way down. I know it's confusing and that was a lot, but don't worry, I'm going to explain it more than once. So towards the end, I'm not doing anything special. The hair is already kind of curly, so it kind of locks in on itself. You just keep on wrapping it downward. And then you can kind of palm roll it a little bit if you want to, just to lock it, like how you would do with like a regular lock. And that's really it. That's how you secure it. And let's do it again. So here's my faux lock hair. I have like one piece of curly hair and one like more of like the coarse hair. And then I'm gonna stick my braid, my natural braid, through the opening of the crocheted lock. Now I'm gonna use my crochet hook and stick it close to the top of the braid, but not at the base. I'm going to crochet the ends of my braid through that crocheted opening. Now I'm going to take my crochet hook at the base of my braid, and I'm going to feed that crocheted hair all the way through. When I feed it through, I'm going to make sure that one side is extremely short and one side is extremely long. The short side I grab with my hair, and then I use the long side to start wrapping. I wrap tightly at the base, but you don't spend too much time wrapping in the same section, because if you do, it's going to get really lumpy and it's going to look weird. So you want to wrap tightly, but you want to keep moving downward at the same time. It's really hard when you can't see, I understand, but it just takes practice and time. When I get to the end, I really just keep wrapping, and once I do that, I just palm roll the ends, and they stay for the most part. And I'm going to show you right here. The reason why I start filming like when I already started the hair is because in the beginning, I'm not as good at it. Like the first braid you can see, the first lock, it's mad lumpy because I was like rolling the same section over and over again. But this most recent one you can see is very smooth and more so even. So just make sure not to wrap in the same section, trust me. So I'm going to show one more example. I'm just going to do the last lock right now. I know it's a lot of steps, but honestly, you start getting into a rhythm anyways, so yeah. And what I was saying about braiding all the way to the ends, I feel like there are multiple different ways to do locks or to do faux locks. And for this method, I personally feel like I should have braided all the way to the ends, only because I feel like it shows in like the wrapping. Like if my hair was the same color, maybe it'd be different, but I feel like because the ends were out, they're poofier and they were harder to wrap, so they show a little bit more. So if you do want to braid all the way to the ends, that works too. But I feel like too, if the hair is the same color as your hair, it might not be as big of a deal. So it's up to you. Honestly, this is my first time doing locks, like I said, so girl, I was just winging it. Thank y'all for tuning in for this video. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back for real, I promise. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll catch y'all in my next video because it is coming soon. Period. Later.